Hey there, everyone. Thank you for watching. We're here to show you some preliminary ranks for fantasy football in Week 6. And while we're at it, we'd like to show you some players because we are dedicated to the proposition that you can make better decisions about who should be in your lineup and who's good and who's not good when you can go beyond the box score. Hey there, I'm Chris. Thank you very much for watching. And before we get going, could I encourage you to please subscribe to the channel? Just click on the little bell. It really helps the channel out a lot to grow the subscriber base. Of course, we would love it if you would like this video, if you would comment on this video as well. It helps the channel. It really does. So we're going to show you Week 6 ranks throughout the show. My preliminary ranks will be scrolling as we go, but realize, please, that things will get updated, so you're going to need to find the most updated ranks of mine at harrisfootball.com. For the purposes of this show, I thought we would start out by talking about a big story of these Dallas Cowboy receivers. We now have a new quarterback. It's Andy Dalton. Who does that benefit? Who does that hurt? After Week 5, we are talking about the number 11, number 16, and number 27 receivers in fantasy. There have been lots of good times to this point, but you know what's coming. Oh, you know what's coming. It's this guy. It's Andy Dalton. He is the captain now. And if you think things are always going to be smooth with Andy Dalton, oh, they will not. Oh boy, that's nearly a pick six. Hey, Dalton launched the game-winning drive last week. We're not going to say he was all bad, but you know, in his career, he's often a mistake waiting to happen. Let's talk about what Andy Dalton does well with a clean read and a clean pocket. He's very good. He can be very accurate. The Rams give him a classic cover one, single safety high. It looks like pressure with a safety over the left guard, but Dalton's read at the snap is you'll see the safety back out and head to the offensive right side, and that means man coverage on the offensive left side, and Tyler Eifert isn't going to be wide open, but Dalton hits his back foot and doesn't get pressure, and the ball's out, and it's a great throw into a very tight window. Now let's talk about what Dalton does less well, which is improvise. It's a zone look for the 49ers. It's a blitz. If we freeze it right when Dalton turns his head, you'll see, dude, you've got Tyler Boyd wide open. But okay, it's a split-second decision, and you can't fault him for getting out of there. He's got pressure, but now you're out of the pocket, and if we freeze it again, what do you see? Well, one guy's covered at the 50-yard line, one guy's double covered behind him, and Auden Tate is streaking by himself in the correct direction. And where, dear viewer, does Dalton throw it? Not to the right person. And this is one big issue with Dalton. Another is, what do we call it? Elite blindness. Like, this is obviously a cover two shell, two safeties back. Dalton gets time. He locks in on Tyler Boyd and just pretends there aren't two safeties standing back there. It's all over his Bengals film. Good plays for sure, but then real head scratchers. And down the field, it's not like he never made a play down the field, but nearly half his throws that traveled 20-plus yards in the air over the last 3 years have been categorized as off-target. Okay, so enough about Dalton. We're not starting him outside of Superflex leagues. We really care about the wideouts. Why does my mind immediately go to CeeDee Lamb? It's because he's running 90% of his routes from the slot, and because he can do the thing that we saw from Eifert in that first clip. He can be the dude who's either wide open against zone or else give you that sliver where Dalton will be able to show his best self. That second catch, by the way, is really good. Now, these are from Dak, of course, but Lamb has worked the middle of the field looking like sort of a nascent DeAndre Hopkins, and there's a chance that plays very well with Andy Dalton. Now, Amari Cooper, he's your do-everything guy. Put him in motion and get the quarterback running. Again, this is Dak, but this is the kind of throw that's all over Dalton's Cincinnati film. He does it well. Rhythm, timing, hit the back foot, Cooper will be open. He's got that short area release to get separation early in a route, which Andy Dalton needs. And really, the simple fact is, none of these guys runs routes like Amari Cooper. He will just always give you the best chance at a bigger window. He's at the top of your screen. Just watch the route. We'll slow it down. Cooper's a technician. This is zone. It's hard to get a guy to give up the middle of the deep zone, right? And Cooper sells the corner, goes to the post, creates the window, bang. The guy we maybe should be concerned about is Michael Gallup, which is ironic considering the two plays at the end of Sunday's game that won the game for the Cowboys. Gallup and Dalton hooked up and sort of willed Dallas to a win with deep shots. And there's no arguing these are two good throws and two spectacular catches. Fact is, though, Gallup only has 27 targets in 5 games, and 12 of them traveled 15-plus air yards. And we showed you earlier it might not be the best use of Andy Dalton to go down the field a lot. I'm not going to tell you Gallup's never going to make a play. He's really good. But if there's a reason in Week 6 I have Cooper 16, Lamb 17, Gallup 25, I think we just described it. I mean, Andy Dalton's not Dak Prescott, and I can't imagine a world where Andy Dalton's going to make all 3 Cowboy receivers be great fantasy starts at the same time all year. It's probably not going to happen. However, they all do have lots and lots of upside, and as you can see from my ranks, I have all 3 of them, maybe not consecutively giving you great fantasy games, but in any given week, they've all got a lot of upside. I think you can use all 3, at least until we see Dalton further at work. All right, I'm going to get to some more talk, some more ranks conversation, some more film, but first, let's talk about the sponsor. They're on my face. It's Felix Gray Glasses. If you're on screens all day, you may have noticed by the end of the day you got a headache or blurry vision, and that's digital eye strain. More than 2/3 of Americans report the symptoms of digital eye strain. Every pair of Felix Gray Glasses filters out blue light that you get from your screens. I got them on right now. I wear them every time I'm watching film. I promise you my eyes really do feel better. If you need a prescription, like I do, Felix Gray can do that. If you just want the blue light filtering, hey, I just bought a pair of those for my mom, non-prescription, they can do that too. Shipping is free. Returns are free. They have a ton of great frame styles to choose from. And the reason to get them, seriously, is that your eyes will feel fresher at the end of the day. FelixGrayGlasses.com/HarrisTube. And okay, let's use these glasses of mine to watch a little more film. How about a little Honey Mostert? A little Raheem Mostert returning to action in an otherwise disastrous day for the 49ers. Mostert came out Week 5 and played 31 snaps compared to 14 for Jerick McKinnon and 12 for Jeff Wilson. We will take 119 scrimmage yards. It probably wasn't that good. Nothing was that good for San Francisco in this frustrating loss. This was Mostert's big play for the day, 37 yards, and I'm not turning my nose up at 37 yards, but it's the kind of run I think you'd argue most running backs should get. It's well blocked. I like the little oomph there at the edge. He does. He has some legitimate speed. He makes sure he gets through that crease, and then after that, it's pretty much following blockers. This is really the one I loved. It's the one I wanted to show you for multiple reasons. First of all, I like that you can run pure counter, like a power play, with Raheem Mostert, because he'll wait, he's patient, and he's strong like bull. He's not giant, but he's strong. You can have Kyle Juszczyk fake one way, go the other as a lead blocker. You can have the left guard pull out ahead. That's a nice adjustment by Mostert to see the fullback get a block, cut it inside, and then, oh my God, Raheem Mostert is a full-grown human. He's a man. That is a hard dude to tackle. With other running backs, that might be a 2-yard gain, if that, and Mostert takes it for 11. I think Mostert's history as like a track star is a little overstated, but yeah, he's fast. You can see when he turns on the jets on this pitch out, he can get going fast enough to make a tackler miss and take a bad angle. And Mostert's 205 pounds. So he's not a huge guy, but he has some real strength to him, and he's not a true elite sprinter, but he is fast. He's made big plays. I have him RB15 against the Rams Sunday night. The 49ers have problems, no question. The Rams are not an easy matchup. I loved the workload. I loved how sturdy he looked. Fire him up Week 5. And I'm not afraid to fire up Brandin Cooks anymore either. I have him number 27 among wideouts for Sunday against the Titans, a couple of spots behind Gallup, definitely in contention to be in lineups. Cooks was a league winner in Week 5 after completely disappearing in Week 4. Let's take a look at how he did it. This is the first offensive snap for the Texans on Sunday. Motion Randall Cobb away from Brandin Cooks there on the offensive right side. And you know what this shows, Deshaun Watson? Single high safety and absolutely no help for the corner, Chris Claybrooks. And you want to see a release? That is not fair. Cooks wasn't healthy to start the season. He sure looked healthy there. Oh, baby. It's good that Watson immediately saw it and wanted to take that shot. And more of that feeling here. Mostly, I want to see Watson looking at Cooks. This is really more about Watson than anything else, but I love knowing that he's back to the place when he sees stuff like this, he'll throw it to Cooks, in addition to Will Fuller and others. Pre-snap, you see this is a disguised defense. At the snap, you're going to watch the safety who's down quickly retreat. It's actually cover 2, and Watson sees it, and he knows that he can get Cooks down there at the bottom of the screen in the turkey hole, we call it, like behind the corner in front of the safety, and bam, also good to see Cooks be able to take that illegal headshot that got the guy ejected and not get concussed. And here was the Brandin Cooks touchdown. What I love about what this shows about Cooks, so the one thing the defender here is telling you is you cannot break this to the inside. I am not going to let you run across. You cannot get to my inside. And Cooks' footwork is so quick and so deceptive and so good, he gives one little stutter and the guy totally loses his balance, and Cooks is off to the races. I mean, it was hard to trust Cooks in Week 5 coming off the bagel from Week 4, but I think people are assuming too much of a difference in ranks between Cooks and Will Fuller. Back healthy again, Cooks is in any week just as good a bet to go off. And frankly, Fuller was invisible for a lot of that game on Sunday before scoring a touchdown late. Nothing against Fuller. I have him a little bit higher. But yes, also, if as a wide receiver 3, if I have Brandin Cooks, I'm taking a chance. All right, and now here at the end, how about just a few little things, odds and ends. Just speaking of the Mostert film, this just made me laugh. I was punch drunk. The synchronized hand gestures. Maybe you missed this ridiculous play, losing by only 6 points, deep in Houston territory, 4th and 1. I'm okay with Jacksonville going, but James Robinson has been really good as a runner. Maybe just run it and not run a wildcat pass play that he just drops. Cam Akers, he may have himself a wonderful career. I don't want to be fooled by the box score, which makes him look like he had a big day or an okay day on Sunday. This run came in the rain with the game out of reach. He didn't play much until the very end. What I'm paying attention to once he breaks into the clear is that a defensive lineman, Montez Sweat, running Cam Akers down from behind? Sweat is a freak athlete. It's true. I want my future star running back to be able to not get tracked down by anyone who weighs 262 pounds. Yeah, you're not starting Akers and you're not starting J.K. Dobbins either. He touched it 4 times in a blowout. It's not great right now. But to me, this is what elite speed looks like. It just stuck out to me in a rainstorm, and the balance there at the end to take a hit and keep going. The flame of hope has not quite died for J.K. Dobbins. You clearly cannot use him. But I hope at some point maybe the workload changes. I'm a Mark Ingram fan too, but at some point you'd love to see the work consolidate around somebody, and I see a run like that from Dobbins, and I think there's a lot of potential there for the future. We're holding on for as long as we can through the bye weeks. That's going to do it. Again, if you would subscribe, it would really help. You could leave us a comment. That helps a lot too with the YouTube algorithm. You could like this video and actually support the sponsors, honestly. If you have the means, if you have some eye strain, Felix Gray is great, and the way this channel exists and is free to you is that you support the sponsors. We really appreciate that, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button, write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button, and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.